Alright guys, we are back on a brisk Saturday morning. It's like 8 o'clock. Got the car inspected yesterday, finally got stickers on it. So the car is legal. Now we're going to make it illegal. We're going to call this No Cat Saturday. If you guys can see, front end of the car is already in the air. And if you're going to look straight back, you guys have probably already seen this sitting in some of the other pictures. We're going with my Kooks off-road pipe. I'm going to be taking off the Kooks catted pipe. I did that just to be able to get past inspection and emissions. So now that I can actually drive the car, we're going to go ahead and pop that on and get rocking and rolling and see how much louder that makes the exhaust. More importantly, I don't want to blow out the cats. That is going to be a concern when the boost pressure goes up in the car. Another thing I realized yesterday when I took out the car, the MGW is very, very tight. So if you guys have done MGW installs before, from what I understand, they are tight for quite a few hundred miles. That's a problem for me because I don't drive the car enough. I don't drive any of my cars enough. So a few hundred miles might take me like months, especially with it being a winter. So the shit may not break until April. That's going to be a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the most part is pretty fine. It's tight. Fifth gear is basically locking me out. I cannot get into fifth gear to save my life. So I contacted MGW real quick yesterday to say, hey, is there anything I can do to speed up the process of breaking in that shifter? And the guy messaged me back, I think his name is George maybe, messaged me back to call today, but he said to loosen up the brackets at the trans and see if it shifts any looser and better, and if it does, to throw a spacer in between those gold brackets to the trans. Something about Ford not drilling those holes on center or something like that. So I'm going to try and get the X pipe in first. I'm going to get the wires routed for the ZT2 to get my wideband in there. I may just drive the car for a little bit today, and maybe the next day if the weather stays alright, and see if I can break that shifter in any better. If it doesn't get any better, then I'm going to go ahead and fuck around with those brackets. So we'll go ahead and stop this. I'll get the other pipe out, and then we'll come back. I successfully got the catted X pipe out. You can see it's a Kooks unit again. I'm not used to dealing with all these slip fittings, so this was a little bit of a pain in the ass to do on jack stands, as you can see. So these pieces back here that hook to the catback, basically you have to unhook the clamps and keep on shimmying back. You like that? You gotta keep on shimmying back the exhaust to get it to pop off of those slide hangers. And the rest of it is just pressure fit, tension on you know, the other slip joints. So basically it's just wiggling it all out, and you're left with that, no pipe. So we're gonna go ahead and get the off-road X in there. I think I'm gonna need those clamps. No, that one does have the clamps, it just doesn't have the back clamps because that's on the exhaust, so that's good. We'll go ahead and see if I can shimmy that one in there and get her done. You guys are gonna see what it's like to struggle for the poor folk like us that don't have lifts in their garages, and see what it's like to put on exhaust shit. This is not the easiest thing in the world by any means. Thank God the car.
Holy shit!
Thank God the car is not old and rusted. That definitely would have made it harder. Some of these bolts are a little beat up, or some of the nuts are a little bit beat up, but it's not like working on this on 95 by any means. The other fun thing is that when you're doing this by yourself, it sucks. It could be nice to have an extra set of hands, but these are the struggles when you're trying to do a solo build. Alright, I got one started. All right, so we got the X pipe on. I don't know if you guys have experienced this or not, but so we got the Kooks off-road X pipe, but we're running stock OEM 0709 catback mufflers and pipe. So this side hooked up pretty good. This side did not want to fully tight, so you can still move the pipe. You can't now because I drilled a hole through the center section and put a bolt through like the Catted X had to be able to hold it in place. But I did notice on the other one it was leaking water out of here, out of these clamps. So you can see where this one is tight up against and this one is not. So I don't know if that's just because the stock piping was not exactly same level or same length or not, but I got it on. It's probably still going to leak some water. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if the answer is getting an aftermarket catback or getting stuff welded. I really don't want to get it welded because I do like these slip joints and I do like the freedom to be able to pop things off as I please. So we will see what we're going to do. But everything is hooked up. Got the stock sensors back in for now until I get my wideband wired in, and we're going to fire it up and see how it sounds. So now is going to be the true test. We have the Kooks 1 7/8 long tubes. We have the Kooks off-road X pipe, and we have the OEM 07 catback. So we are going to see if it woke it up a little bit as far as sound. And we'll give it a start up and see. Not too shabby sounding. I have a feeling it's going to be quite a bit raspy once it gets on the road, but maybe we'll try and take it out for a test drive a little bit later and see how it goes. But so far it did wake it up quite a bit. The exhaust was very quiet, sounded very stock-like with the high flow cats on, but when you got into it, you know, it did open up quite a bit. Obviously now it's going to be quite a bit more raspy with no cats being on it. Like I said, we'll see how annoying it gets once we're driving it before I decide if I want to put mufflers on it or keep the stocks on. More importantly, now I don't have to worry about blowing out those cats. Those cats have not, they don't have a really great record for staying together when you're running high boost. So I guess we're going to find out how it goes.